Pretend that I'm fairly offended.
Okay.
You know what would be really funny? Is if you put your bench really high and I put mine really low. all the way up.
All the way up.
Yeah, I think that's good. I feel like you're gonna fall out.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. I think. Oh, dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we look great.
Yeah. Buddy. Welcome back.
Yeah, let's watch that.
We can dive into the Dark 50, whatever else. Yeah, but like when we first start this bit, imagine it cuts away from between two barbells, immediately comes to us, surrounding a bench, just screaming at it.
That's too many bits.
Okay.
Too many bits in one podcast.
Gotcha.
This is a serious situation.
Gotcha.
But all of this is like
sounds good.
Little acronyms.
Unilateral training, I've always found, can be an absolute pain.
Yeah.
But when you have the right incentives and focus, it really starts to pay off in the long run, especially for warm-ups.
Whatever gets you through the day.
Pardon?
Whatever gets you through the day.
It's called being optimal, Lucas. You should learn something about it.
I hate being optimal.
We know. Single arm farmer carries?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean suitcase carries?
Yes. I'm gonna put it as single arm farmer carries. People will know what that is.
My goodness. That's
I actually put it as SAFK.
Saft?
SAFK.
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 Safk makes sense.
SAFK. Is this,
Yeah, we can put that behind us. Dude, perfect. I love it.
Hi, Mom. I'm on the internet again.
Woo! Aren't you proud of your son? Not for his running, but for everything else.
No, we're supposed to pretend that piece didn't happen.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, we don't mention it.
Okay, let's start the podcast here in just a sec.
Okay.
Because I want to remember our talking points.
We can always cut it up in bits.
That's
Dude,
true.
Imagine we eventually film like live versions of this.
We actually have to prep for it.
I know.
I'm going to grab the 55.
Oh, okay. Only 55s?
Yeah, I'm going to go like, well, I'll see how I feel.
You grab 55s, I'll grab 70s.
Okay. I did 60s last time, so I think I do 55 on all of them this time.
Gotcha.
That's progression. I've been sleeping on my shoulder, which makes it hurt more. Just super annoying. Okay. So we should introduce the Dark 50 and say what it is. Right? I'm going to let you lead this. Right? So we can start the podcast anytime.
Great.
How do you want to start this?
Hey, we're doing Dark 50 end of July. So Lucas, tell me a little bit about Dark 50. You're the one who roped me into it.
All right, yeah. So I roped Thomas into the Dark 50. It is a 50-kilometer trail race in Minto, New Brunswick, in the dark.
So northern
New Brunswick.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, sort of it.
Yeah.
In the dark, so you can either run it as a single person, 50 kilometers straight. We're not quite at that point, so we're doing it as a team of two. Relay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So 25 kilometers each, doing a 5.3 kilometer loop each time. It's 5.3. I looked it up today.
You told me it was 5.
You can handle the 0.3.
Yeah. Okay. So Lucas, what originally got you into Dark? Like, why Dark 50? Why is this something that you wanted to do?
I enjoy kind of like the longer running. I know it's only 5 kilometers at a time, but it's spread out over a bigger distance.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting race because it's not like any of the other ones.
Okay.
And this is the last year for it.
Oh, really?
So I really wanted to be a part of it, even though I can't run it by myself. So I figured do it as a relay. It'll be fun because there'll be friends there. And
at 2 o'clock in the morning, cheering us on as we're running in the middle of the woods. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll be there to cheer you on, and you can be there to cheer me on.
Yeah, I don't know about that second part, but I'll be there.
You'll be there. Why do you want to do this race? Why did you agree to it?
I'm very, very easily peer pressured into things. as you may know. Dark 50 was interesting, man. I knew that I wanted to like get back into running and have an excuse to like do more half marathons and things like that. And I also wanted to cut down for the summer, so it just seemed like an overall good opportunity to work towards something while I kind of keep my fitness up.
Yeah.
Other areas.
And the Dutch Viking, he puts on great events. So I've done a couple of his events. They're always well organized, and the trails are fun.
Heck yeah. Have you done trail run races before?
I sure have. I've done the Campobello. I've done a couple of other smaller ones. They're always fun. It's a lot different than road running. You're a little bit slower. Sights are usually a little bit more interesting.
Sorry, and Dutch Viking is the event coordinator?
He's the event coordinator.
Why is this the last year? You know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope he's not done doing events.
Yeah.
And if he is, I hope he has somebody that's up to pick up where he left off, kind of thing.
Okay.
Because there's not a lot of local New Brunswick runs and event organizers and stuff like that. So
New Brunswick, the famous province for so many people and events and get-togethers.
Yeah.
Doesn't have
a ton of races.
That's crazy. It's absurd.
I know.
That's all right though. So what does your running look like as you're prepping for the event? Because I'm almost certain mine looks very different.
So
very, very different.
Right now I'm running 5 times a week.
Okay.
A very basic program. So I have my easy runs. I have a interval run just to work on some speed.
Yeah.
I have usually one hard run, kind of like a tempo run or a threshold run. And I have my long run. And I try to mix that tempo run between road and trail. Because if you want to get good at trails, you've got to be in the trails.
Yeah.
And then the long run kind of just progressively gets longer, but it's fairly easy.
Okay. Do you find the running has impacted the rest of your lifting or anything else? Whether it's actually been certain lifts going down or, everybody always has the stigma around running causes you to lose muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
You found that's been the case?
No.
Okay. So what's been the system to be able to manage that, maintain muscle mass? The nerdy stuff, Lucas. Tell me about the nerdy stuff.
Fatigue management's a big deal. So I'm not going to say I haven't gotten weaker, but it's not because of running. It's because I am spending less time lifting.
Gotcha.
Especially for lower body. Because I don't want to run on legs that are too fatigued or too sore. A little fatigue, a little bit of soreness is okay, but I don't want to be like sit on the toilet sore. Can't sit on the toilet sore and not be able to run. So I back off on that a little bit. Upper body strength is pretty normal. And just having the benefit of having a job that allows you to have the time to train, like for me, twice a day.
Yeah.
I'm training strength 4 times a day or 4 times a week. So I have my long run. I don't do any strength training on just because it takes up so much time.
Gotcha.
But every other day, basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm strength training. Still.
Okay. Cool. As well.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay. I want to jump to a different topic in a little bit, but
okay.
I want to keep chatting about the strength training side of things. So,
sure.
You said that's primarily around fatigue management, especially for your legs. Don't want them to be too sore.
Yep.
What do you work off of to be able to manage that? Is it purely just like a subjective intensity for the workouts? Are you tracking the total amount of volume that you used to have for your legs previously and you're implementing that now?
Yeah, so I've been training for so long now, I know kind of what I can handle.
Okay.
I try to pair the hard running days with the lower body days. That way I can consolidate that fatigue, recover with either a rest day or an easy run day the next day, and then it's not affecting my other hard or long run days.
Okay.
I don't do quite as much volume as I did before for legs.
Right.
It's a lot more focused on injury prevention, strength maintenance, especially during the summer. Once winter rolls around and I'm not running as much, then I'll up the intensity or the volume and make some serious strength gains for my lower body there. But during the summertime, running is the focus, so that kind of takes a back burner.
Okay. How many training sessions per week do you say that, like, would you typically get up to? Because you say that you run 5 days a week, right?
Yeah.
And
so I'll do typically 9 training sessions. Occasionally I'll get roped into a CrossFit workout a couple of times a week as well.
Gotcha. Okay. And with, let's say it's like 10 to 12 training sessions a week.
Yeah.
Do you find, or do you think that there's any aspect of that that's actually moving you backwards rather than moving you forwards? Because that sounds like a lot of training throughout the course of the week compared to what most people would do. There you go, buddy.
No, I don't think I'm backsliding on anything.
Okay.
Like I said, it's if I do lose strength or technique in anything, it's just because I'm not focusing on it.
Right.
Not adding it into my program. So it's more of a time thing than an energy or fatigue thing. I think as long as, and this is something you'll hear a lot, like more isn't more.
Right.
I'm of a different opinion. I think more is more, but you have to earn the ability to do more.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So like if you're starting out, the amount of stress that your body can handle isn't going to be as high as somebody that's been training frequently and slowly increasing the amount of training that they do. So you're not going to be able to, most people aren't going to be able to do 2-a-days and maintain an energy level of any sort.
Gotcha.
They'll have to kind of focus on one thing, then add in maybe 1 or 2 runs a week. And then slowly add in more volume, right?
Gotcha. And you've been training for a little over a decade now, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. At what point do you think it starts to become reasonable for someone to plan in even like half an hour of just moderate to strenuous physical activity each day? Where they can train every day, because people are talking about rest days in between and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Can people train every day? Should they train every day?
People can train every day. Again, the ability to push your body all the time has to be earned.
Right.
Not very many people will be able to just jump into the gym. 30 minutes might be okay for, depending on what you're doing, but
right.
If you're training, like training and not just working out or walking or something like that, you do have to ease yourself in, or you have to be ready to take an absolute beating and continue to go.
Okay. Gotcha. Look at this dude. He's just moving. Just a guy moving about. When did pull-ups start getting easy, Lucas?
When I did them 3 times a week.
That's awful. That does not sound like fun.
It was fun. Because you make a lot of progress when you do something very often.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah. What do you bring in? What do you bring into the Dark 50?
So you saw my post about the dinosaur headlamps.
Yeah.
They may or may not be coming with. We shall see.
What gear do you foresee needing?
I'm basically gonna treat this like how I do the rest of my runs. Grab a glass of water before, big ass bowl of cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah.
And then you just raw dog the run. Like
25K.
Probably
Diet Pepsi after.
Exactly. Dude, 100%. No, Diet Pepsi's a mandatory.
Mandatory.
Yeah. Probably, I have like a water bottle belt belt at home that I'm definitely going to be bringing with.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm heading back to Ontario end of next week to like pick up my old trail running shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so
I'm hoping that those still work.
What I'm hearing is that I'll make sure we have what we need.
Yeah, I'll bring a lawn chair that I can sit in while you're doing your 5K.
You can drive.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I'll make sure we have what we need. Yeah, so when you're doing like a dark trail race, you probably want to bring like headlamps. I'm gonna have like a light vest. I don't know if I'll need it, but I'll probably bring it. Camping chairs, lots of bug spray, one of those little bug things that keeps the bugs away.
Okay, yeah.
Can't remember what they're called.
Like a thermocell type of like bug repellent thing.
I'll bring one of those because the bugs are gonna be horrible. Extra socks, extra underwear. You never know.
Oh my god, dude, we got to talk about underwear for a second. My god, I think I finally found one pair at least that I can call the perfect pair. I'm actually wearing them right now. Woo!
This is not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but they are by Saks. They're like cool sell, like athletic performance underwear, whatever else.
Okay.
I can't tell you how much of a life changer they are. I picked them up on Tuesday. I've gone for a couple runs with them. I've done some workouts. No chafing.
Nice.
No swamp ass.
Nice.
Like, dude, it's like God's underwear. It's great.
I don't get bad chafing unless they're really short shorts.
I got thick thighs, man.
Let me see.
Yeah. Dude, the shorts and the clothing do make one heck of a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't worry about chafing until I'm like 15K.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I start to kind of worry about it.
Yeah. What's the worst experience you ever had with that?
Chafing?
Yeah.
I have a pair
or just like your worst long distance run experience.
I have a pair of 3-inch shorts.
Yep.
That I wear like when it's really, really hot out.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
That's the only time that I've ever had chafing, and it does suck because in the shower it just burns.
Yeah.
Every time I do a long run, it rains. So get ready for that. Really? Dark 50.
Oof. Okay.
It's just like my bad luck.
Yeah.
And just being drenched and having to run really far sucks.
It's
But
it's not great.
You get through it.
You cranked them out so fast.
Oh, they're getting hard though.
Yeah, I'm doing jump rip.
Are we gonna camp over?
Ooh, like actually kind of, we're gonna stay like a good portion of the night there.
Well, there's free breakfast, so we have to stay.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. Mandatory. Dude, if they got those little breakfast sausages, man.
I don't know what it's made by a chef though. It's it's included in our entrance fee.
Oh, free food. Oh my goodness, dude. They know how to win over my heart. Okay, sweet. I got a little camping pad, dude. I could cover us both. I got a queen size air mattress.
Ooh.
That.
So you're saying you want to snuggle after?
We could, man. They do it in the SEALs. That's what real men do.
Nuts to butts, boys. No, I'll probably bring my own sleeping bag.
Yeah, that's fine. That's respectable. I get it.
Yeah, so there's the Tiny Trails campground nearby. That's where the breakfast is going to be.
Yep.
So you can reserve a spot there.
Sweet.
We get $10 off, which is nice.
We got like what? One more set, maybe? Did you already do 3?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh my god.
We have triceps, superset with bicep curls next.
Whoa!
I know.
Can we do kettlebell skull crushers?
Oh my god!
Show the people what they want, Lucas.
We can do Skettlebell.
Whoa!
We can do Skettlebell call scrushers.
Skettlebell call scrushers.
And then I want to do hammer curls.
Sweet. Sounds good, man. I'm good with hammy curls afterwards.
I just like
That's
them.
too low. That's too low, man. Oh, and the bench is narrowed, so it might actually help us with it.
Yeah.
Great googly moogly. I have no idea what that's even from.
So, what are your plans?
Yeah.
for fatigue management, staying awake, and staying kind of like engaged in the race in between your intervals.
The fact that you think I have a plan for fatigue management, I mean, I think says enough already.
Yes. I'm glad you have no plan.
No. I've been thinking about it though. I've been thinking about it. Basically, the first 2 5-kilometer laps.
Yeah.
Because we got 5 each, right?
Yes.
But then technically it would be 26 point
something.
26.5 kilometers that we're running.
Once you're running 25K though, what's 1.6 kilometers more, you know?
That's long distance, man.
You just shuffle your feet at that point.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you're right.
And it's only 69 meters of elevation gain.
Okay, that's a little bit less than my standard running in DF.
So which is great.
That's fantastic. That's actually not
I've
bad.
seen like some pictures. It looks medium groomed. I figured it wouldn't be too crazy because it's dark. So.
Yeah. So that's dope. Basically first 2 5-kilometer laps. I want to keep somewhere around like a 6-kilometer pace if possible, which would still be pretty fast for myself.
I think that's a little too fast, probably.
You're probably right, but I got that dog in me, so we're gonna see how that goes. I think the rests are what are honestly gonna really help out, but probably feel like they suck.
Yeah.
Just because I'll be able to rest for what you run a 5K in like 17 minutes, right? So I'll be able to rest for that time period.
I wish it was 17 minutes. It's 25.
Okay.
Minutes. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
You're not going to be able to run the trail run the same speed that you run your road races, though.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm thinking 6.5, 7-minute kilometers for myself. So about 45 minutes for 5K. And then,
my goodness, he's grabbing smaller kettlebells.
Well, I've never done this except for that one time.
Yeah, exactly. You have done it once. There you go. So, other than that, keep the food to a minimum during the rest periods.
Really?
I'll probably only start carrying my water bottle on me after the first 10K.
Yeah.
That way I'm not carrying extra weight that really I don't need to and I don't have to use. I might try and take a nap during the day before the race because we're not sleeping right beforehand and we're going to be running most of the way through the night. How long do you think it's actually going to take us to complete the 50 with both of us running?
With being very conservative.
Yeah.
I think it'll take probably 8 hours.
8 hours.
Maybe no. What is it? 50?
Because if it's half an hour,
I think,
or like 40. If we say 45 minutes per 5K for each of us.
Yeah, I'm saying about 5 hours, right?
Yeah, around 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's essentially
2%.
a little over a marathon that we're doing, eh?
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Okay.
I
got you. I just didn't want to do more work, man.
But it's on trail, so it's going to take longer. So I'm thinking 5-6 hours.
Yeah. So it goes.
An hour for every 10K? No, that's not right? Yeah, I think 6 hours.
Hour per 10K?
I think we're going to be surprised by how long it takes.
Yeah. Start at 10 o'clock at night, finish by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. Breakfast is at 6:30, so we have to finish by then.
Yep.
I didn't see a cutoff time for each lap, so.
Okay. That's good at least. Yeah.
How have you been training for this?
Collecting kilometers, weekly volume has honestly been the biggest focus. On top of trying to not injure my lower body as much as possible. That's honestly what screwed me over for my first half marathon that I did in October 2024 for Lakes for Literacy.
Okay.
I was dealing with like this weird plantar wart thing since COVID, and I got like a 1/4-inch hole burned in the side of my foot like a month before the marathon.
Yeah.
Just to try and get rid of it.
Okay.
Didn't really work. Finally went away a couple months later. Ooh, actually, we're gonna swap that around. But yeah, that like really screwed up a lot of my training because I only decided about 2.5-3 months before the half marathon that I was actually gonna do it, and that's when my training started. So I maybe only got in maybe like 12 to 15 running sessions in total.
Yeah, sounds like my first half marathon.
Yeah. And sustained a 180 heart rate for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
For the half marathon, and reaped the rewards later. I was hurting bad. But this time around, we're already about a solid month of training in. Running about 3 to 4 times a week. And I have about 2 longer runs throughout the week. One higher intensity in about zone 4 to zone 5. That is almost just pure intensity during it, and see what I could sustain for however long. And once my body starts to drop off with that, I do like 1 extra kilometer of lighter running and then call it there. But yeah, otherwise it's basically just focusing on weekly volume and getting like 75% of that in with like my zone 2 runs. So
how are you pairing that with your lifting? Because you're on the road to 600.
Yeah. So the deadlifts are going great, man. Like even though I'm down 10 pounds in the past month and a half, it's still been going well. Getting about 2 sessions in a week, still, which is great. And it's really just finding the low-hanging fruit and training that each time that I work on my deadlifts. So the past couple weeks has been just a lot about positional strength, getting my thoracic rounding strong again. So that's why I was working on the Zercher squats and things that way. As well as a lot of pause deadlift work. That way my brace doesn't break down nearly as much, but I'm just able to sustain it.
Are you doing any double days, or are you kind of alternating lift, run, lift, run?
For the most part, my lifting is on separate days from my runs. If I'm to ever pair them together, my harder runs, funny enough, are typically after my my deadlift days. Just because I don't want to push my body with that level of fatigue for incredibly long periods of time. I'd rather keep it under 5K, keep the intensity high, and be out there for like 25, 30 minutes, rather than going out there for like hour and a half or so for the longer distance runs. But that's essentially how we're managing it at this point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Strength training tends to be lower volume, right?
Yeah, lower volume, higher intensity for the most part.
So do you find that you accumulate much leg soreness or any kind of leg fatigue?
Honestly, over the past 3 years, my body's gotten like really, really good at managing that kind of stuff. I find it takes like multiple hours of work before any type of like real fatigue really starts to set in.
Yeah.
So nice part is on Saturdays, we have the Olympic lifting class with JJ. Shout out JJ. Love your Olympic lifting class. And that's where I get, honestly, like a lot of the endurance work in is from those classes because they last about 2 hours long. And then I'm still working on stuff that's applicable enough to just general upper body strength, still working on new skills that I'm developing in the Ollie class. And then it gets enough movement in for my lower body where I'm really not feeling the fatigue as much. And it just keeps me recovering well enough throughout the rest of the week.
Nice. Since you added running into your regimen,
Yeah.
have you done or changed anything different with your nutrition?
Honestly, not a crazy amount. I'd say I'm probably more consistent.
Yeah.
So every morning, just like I posted a little while ago, it's the exact same thing. It's always 4 slices of sourdough, bread from Costco, and then 4 eggs, and like I'll put butter or whatever on the toast as well. And just because of the running, I'm still losing a good amount of weight, kind of every couple weeks when I check.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great for the longer distance runs.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm pretty much eating the exact same thing. But that's also why I'm losing as much weight as I am, because I'm burning anywhere from like 400 to like 1,200 calories, depending on the run.
Did you choose that order? How many? Do you know how many calories you're eating per day?
Pardon?
Do you know how many calories you're eating per day?
I haven't tracked it in a while.
No.
If I were to take a rough estimate, it's probably somewhere between like 32 to maybe 3,600 a day.
Yeah.
So somewhere within that range. There's definitely days where it falls around 25, and there's good chances that on weekends it goes upwards to like 42, 43. But over the course of the week, I'm still in enough of a deficit where, hey, I'm losing body fat. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, what about for yourself? Is there anything that you plan on changing over the course of the next month and a half as we get closer to the run date?
So I am also losing weight a little bit because I figure
wow,
it'd be lighter. Being lighter would make the running easier.
Yeah.
Because of the high volume of training that I do,
yeah,
I'm eating an absolute ton of carbs.
Love it.
And protein's a little bit higher than 1 gram per pound.
Yep.
Just to help maintain muscle mass when I'm running so much.
There you go.
And the plan is to continue to add more running volume.
Okay.
As my easy pace runs get faster.
Yeah.
Because I do my easy runs by time.
Okay.
So I usually try to get out there for 45 minutes to an hour. As my easy runs get faster, I'll get more mileage in.
Yep.
It'll just come nice and natural.
Yeah.
And as I get more mileage in, I figure I'll have to eat more.
Right.
As we get closer to the race, I'll probably stop trying to lose weight, focus more on fueling. I have been utilizing more supplements, so electrolytes, protein powders.
Nice.
I'm not a big supplement guy, so.
Okay. For like the electrolytes and stuff, did you pick up like the like the 2-gallon horse jug of electrolytes and stuff?
No. My wife bought me these like little packets from Costco. I don't even know what they're called.
Nice.
But they add some flavor to my water and a little bit of sodium and stuff. So that's good. I use gels on my long run.
Okay.
Because I don't like to chew.
You ever done lateral raises with kettlebells?
I'm not going to.
That's unfortunate.
And I want my tummy to feel okay when I'm running. And gels. I know, right?
That's adorable, Lucas. Grab me the 25s.
You want the 25?
25, son.
I'll just do more reps.
Yeah. You'll try and do more reps, son.
Have you been taking advantage of any
supplementations
with your increased training?
Dude, protein. Oh my goodness. So you know the company Boost, right? Like
I do not know. Oh yeah,
the Boost protein shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been having like 4 of those a day.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 2, but honestly, food is a weird thing with me, man.
Okay.
I know that I consume food when I'm doing nothing.
Yes.
I don't do a lot of nothing.
Okay.
So the protein shakes help get in protein immediately afterwards. That way I'm not experiencing as much muscle loss. That makes sense? I don't know. There's a theory behind it.
That anabolic window.
Sure. Yeah. Dude, the anabolic window.
That 10-second anabolic window. Or you lose all your gains.
Yeah, dude, exactly. No, if you're not consuming protein 15 seconds after your workout, like you might as well have not even done the workout.
Yeah, you might as well just stay home.
Yeah, exactly. So it's basically just the Cinnamon Toast Crunch with milk beforehand. About 3 cups worth.
Yeah.
Before the runs, protein shake afterwards, and then I make sure that I get a good meal in probably about 2 hours within the 2-hour window after the protein shake.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that like I can refill my glycogen stores, everything else. Otherwise, oh my goodness, the energy drop off afterwards of a run without food is
you run at
ridiculous.
A high heart rate, though. Yeah. I've been eating a lot of honey. There's an absolute ton of honey.
That sounds like something you would do.
I was eating so much honey, I had to switch it out for strawberry jam. So I'm getting tired of honey.
That's crazy.
Wildlife, or like getting lost on the trail, or anything like that. My wife is very funny.
Yeah.
She thinks that we might run into a moose. So
Dude, I would love to run into a moose out there. I think that would be amazing.
Have you thought about have you just thought about running into any, like getting lost will probably be our biggest one.
But like you were talking about, trails are well groomed enough. And I feel like there's going to be enough people out there that we're going to be able to see headlamps. We can hear people probably the entire time while we're out there.
Hopefully.
If not very close to it. I honestly have no concerns about getting lost.
No, me neither.
When it comes to wildlife, like they're probably more afraid of us than we are of them. If we're staying on the same 5-kilometer loop, then like no real concerns one way or another.
So a real concern
that
you might have to think about.
Tell me about your concerns, Lucas.
Have you thought about how you'll deal with chafing, blistering, things like that while we're there? Because there's no quitting once we're there. We're in it.
Right. Yeah. Suck it up. Dude, I started chafing.
So I'll bring a first aid kit.
So during my half marathon that I did the first time, it was kilometer 8 that I started chafing. Because I thought, ooh, these brand new pairs of like 4-inch Under Armour shorts with a built-in liner are going to help me. No. They did not. Not at all.
Nope.
So like kilometer 8.
Yeah.
I started chafing with that, and I still had, another 13 kilometers to go.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely horrendous. People were even telling me towards the end of the race, I saw you on kilometer 4 there, and you were looking like you were hurting a wee bit. And it's like, I was hurting since kilometer 2.
I've been hurting.
Yeah, I've been hurting for a while.
Well, that's dumb because we have a break in between every 5K.
Yeah.
So we should probably... you should probably take care of those things.
Yeah. I did pick up a stick of like Body Glide, whatever. So hopefully that works similar to like Vaseline, where it'll help prevent a little bit of chafing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Otherwise, there's really not anything too crazy. Those go up there. That's concerning me that way. Like, you and I have probably both done tougher things than doing just a 25-kilometer run with every 5 kilometers we get like a 25-minute break.
Probably more, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So, you sure you don't just want to use like a big ass kettlebell for this, like the 90 some odd pounds?
Well, sure.
Yeah. Come on. Step up a game, Lucas. Fine. Come on, man.
It's an easy day. But you're right. 70 is probably easy.
It's
only 20 seconds.
Sure, it's your easy day. But
Doesn't
like
mean
farmers
it's gotta
carry
be that easy.
single arm farmers carries or suitcase carries, as regular human beings call them.
No regular human being calls it suitcase carry.
Dude, of course.
When was the last time you carried a suitcase? They're all on wheels.
Listen, you might be right.
We're in the wrong business to be carrying briefcases around.
Yeah, you might got a point there. Okay, so we're good.
Am I good?
To the second barbell rack.
Okay.
And I want to say the edge of the bench. Okay. So as long as we don't go past the bench, then we're good.
Like this edge?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like the front edge of that bench. So even if we shift the whole bench forward a tiny bit, I just like basically from here to the wall.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then we're good.
I'll go first.
All right.
Oh God, it's heavy.
So yeah, it'd be great if you brought a first aid kit, because who knows if
I'll bring a first aid kit. I'm gonna bring long sleeves and stuff just in case it's raining.
Yeah.
Or cold.
There you go.
I'm gonna bring. I only have one headlamp, so.
Oh, that's
Bring
okay.
your own.
I got my extra. I was told to bring extra batteries.
Yes.
So I'll happily take care of that. I got more at home. Just a little victory lap.
Yeah. I have a few extra seconds.
But Lucas, if you're able to pick up the kettlebell and not even lean with it, but instead just keep your core tight the entire time.
You're also not doing that though. Gravity does have to work still. Yeah, but as soon as you start moving.
Yeah, my feet go sideways a tiny bit. That's okay.
The gravity just doesn't work that way.
If you say so.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, like I'll bring some extra food, stuff like that.
Like
little place to like conk out.
Tiny steps.
Tiny little baby steps.
Am I straight?
Little baby steps.
Oh
no, Lucas, you
try not to lean side to side. Doing this properly.
Walk backwards. Optimal. Knees over toes. There you go.
Whew. My obliques.
Other hand.
Other hand. You want me to set a timer for you? You got one.
I don't have one. I just go the distance.
Okay.
I just work hard, Lucas.
Well, that's not long enough, so.
I just work until I'm fatigued. I work until I can't.
Someday you'll wake up fatigued like me.
One day.
One day.
Personal life stuff.
Sure.
I might be like borderline getting another cat.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I think the shelter opens at it opened at 10 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Shot a message to their Facebook. They had 2 cats.
Nice.
Harvest and Shade. Yeah. They're both like little 12-week-old female cats. Uh-huh. So hopefully they get along with our boy Ushi.
Do you 2 more cats?
No. There's 2 cats available. I want one.
Oh.
But yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And what's going on in your personal life, Lucas? What's new with you?
Not much.
All right.
Same old.
Yeah.
I have a very routine life these days.
Do you enjoy that routine life compared to
I do
previously?
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Basically wake up, breakfast. If I don't have morning clients, then I kind of hang out with my son and get him ready for the day.
There you go.
Take him to daycare, and I come home and I do my run, and then I do my computer stuff. Usually I get like 30 to 60 minutes of me time.
Yep.
And then I come and do my strength workout. And then I do all my clients and classes, and then I go home and eat and go to bed.
Okay.
Watch a little TV.
There you go.
Then I repeat.
Nice. Sounds like it's a good time.
And Saturday I take off and I do whatever I want.
Heck yeah.
I do whatever my wife wants.
That sounds about right. That's good, man.
Yeah. I think when you're busy, having a routine is probably better.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, I got like 3 things that I've recognized that like allow me to have like really, really solid good days.
Yeah.
From like over the past couple months of just like trying to figure out how to run my own stuff it's very general, but it's at least the pattern that I've noticed for me to have a good day.
Okay.
I gotta do something.
Yeah.
I gotta learn I gotta do something, improve my skills at something, or learn how to do something better.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's I need to plan something for in the future. Doesn't matter when.
Yeah.
But as long as I do those 3 things, where I learn or advance something else, and then plan something, then it's typically pretty solid. But is there anything that you would like to add as a closing remark to our mini-cast?
To the mini podcast.
The mini podcast. Here, we'll put this back.
Yeah, follow along with us on our socials. Hold on, that was bad. Let me do that again.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to
No
get
worries.
this stuff out of the way.
Yep, that's all good.
Follow along on our socials while we do our training for the Dark 50 and our other random goals that we do. We'll probably do other different races and things like that, competitions. And we'll try to vlog the race.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
The whole experience.
So you can see us poop our pants or whatever.
I think it will be a rough one, but
it'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Heck yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. All right,
I'm cutting that out.
Yeah.
I'm cutting that out. Cheers.